All right, we're gonna walk through this thing as simply as we can. So you got a rectangle, 15 by 20, right? See, 20. All right, 15 by 20 rectangle. And I want a 12 by 6 field. Why 12 by 6? Because that's the scale is then it's a inch to a foot scaling, and it's really easy to work with. So you can do a 6 by 12, and out of a 15 by 20, which leaves you with 9 inches at the side and 8 inches here, which means top and bottom. Let's see, the 20-inch measurements, you're going to divide it into 4, and you're going to get 4.5 here. All right, so it's 15 here, and I'm only going to use 6. So that means each margin is 4.5 inches, right? So if I do this correctly, all I need to do is measure up 4 1/2 inches, like so. Put a little mark there. Now you can do that from both sides, or you can use a T-square, and that's what I'm going to do because I took drafting when I was younger, and I remember how to do all that. So I'm there. That's the bottom line, and then it's 4 inches in, which gets me to right about here. Okay, that's the corner, and 4 inches in from the other side is right about here, and I get a straight baseline here. The straight baseline is helpful because I can then use a T-square, a triangle, and I have triangles that I can do this with. If you don't have a triangle, you have another piece of illustration board. You can make sure these rectangles are right angles real quick. And it's going to go up. Now it needs to go up 6 inches, right? So in that direction, then I'm measuring, and I do have a scale. I should break out the scale and impress you. But I'll save that for later. There we go. That's the edge, right? Come over here. Actually, if I was really lazy about it, I could make a slight mark on my square, and then on my right angle, and then just come over here and the same length, right? It should be pretty stinking close. All right. And I take my T-square and I go like this, and of course I didn't mark it correctly. And that gives me a very pretty rectangle into which my final project will be rendered, right? Now, as I said, I don't want you to start on these because, this stuff's expensive. It's not like it's 10 cents a piece or something. Use some scrap paper, whether that's just inkjet paper or you could use newsprint paper from your drawing class, anything like that, all right? But you can use your sketchbook for all that matters. Clean up the edges, make sure you get rid of any stray marks, and we're going to go from there, okay? There it is, a nicely centered object. Now, if we wanted to make it larger, we could probably keep it in some kind of even measurements. The 12 could go to 18 and leave a 1-inch margin, which would leave us with 6 and 9 inches here. So it would still fit twice the size. And given what you're proposing, you might want to do that, but I'm okay just working with this. I gave you some fairly simple dimensions on purpose, okay? From there, you can start figuring out the layout. Now, one of the other things you might do is use tracing paper. I told you I buy this stuff by the roll, right? So yeah, I have a roll like this. You don't. You have small sheets. But here we go. I'm going to just cut a scrap out of this roll. Because I don't need a massive sheet. If you think about what I'm working with here, the size of the sheet I really only need is 6 by 12, right? So let me get this out of the way. Now we can take this and just do it like this, right? And we can keep laying layers of tracing paper over here and working directly on tracing paper. Or I can be working from my sketchbook, trace the design on the tracing paper and lop it in here. The only thing you really want to pay attention to is this. Start with a pencil. Where'd my pencil go? And mark the 4 corners. The reason you do that is because then you can pick it up and not worry about it. The other solution then is to take, you remember I told you to get drafting tape? Here's what you do with drafting tape. This is the actual purpose of drafting tape. This is what it was created for, right here. Okay. Good. Now I can flip that up and down. You say, can I use masking tape? Yes, you can, but the adhesive is acidic, and it is also a little stronger than drafting tape. I'm going to show you what happens with drafting tape. Nothing. See, it comes right off. It doesn't leave any nasty stuff on your paper. A little more expensive, but solves a problem, right? All right. So that's how this could work. Very simple, very straightforward. Now I can draw, I can do this. Remember, I can do this, right? I'm going to get some practice drawing thistles, aren't I? I'm trying to draw heavy-handed so you can see it better in the video. Maybe there's a mirror image. Now, if I want a mirror image on this, do you understand how easy that is? The magic of tracing paper. What happens if I do this? Right? It's awfully hard to mirror something freehand. But if I do this, fold this back, I just got the mirror image. Now it's off center. It's not centered where I want it, and I need to really think about the fold being exactly where I want the center. But the easy way to do that would have been just being smart. Fold this thing in half and line up the corners, right? And you'll get the perfect mirror image. Then I can just do this. Right? And I'm not trying to be perfect with it, I just want it to land in the right place. Well, if I do it like that, just landed in the right place. Going to be exactly half of the image. That's all you have to do, really. So there's some things you can do with the tracing paper. There it is. Most of you have never used this in this way. That's because you're growing up in a digital world and you have Photoshop and it has this thing called layers, and behold, you're looking at what layers are in two-dimensional art. So you've gone back in history to pre-Adobe. There you go. This is how you can start doing some things and laying things out. I don't know, maybe there's a field of thistles. Oh, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? I don't know how you're going to render that, but whoa. Way more beautiful than roses, right? Yeah. You plant thistles and they'll just strangle out the roses. It'll be awesome. All right. I'm going to stop there. That's the technology part of getting it laid out. You know, when you guys go to the proposal, there's always the thrill of grab some crayons real quick and, you know, grab a nice purple crayon there or something there. A couple of purples. See, we've got, ooh, metallic. I wonder what that looks like in a thistle. And we've got Wisteria. So see, I can go like this on my tracing paper and come like this. I'm certain creates a balance, and right. And I don't have to be real precise with this part. I'm trying to figure it out, and so it's okay to make a complete mess of it now, right? Grab a green. Right? And we're suddenly laying out a design. I'm not sure I like this design, but it's effective enough for the demonstration. Just like you, I'll spend some time thinking about it. All right, that's the demo part of what we did today.